Hello and welcome back to another week of Just Gay Stuff podcast. I am Jess.
And I'm Lauren.
And it feels so good to be back in the studio. I don't know if you guys know, but we just spent a few weeks in New Zealand.
Yeah, we were on a cruise, my first ever overseas trip.
So all those episodes you heard, we had to quickly get in and do and make sure that we had content for you before we left because we knew there was no way in hell we could pod from a boat.
Yeah.
Besides the little amount
One day.
Yeah, the little amount of internet that we had, there was no way we were going to be able to do that.
It wasn't able to.
I'm glad we got in and we fixed up everything and made sure that we had everything ready to roll out for you. And we hope that you guys appreciate that too, because obviously we don't want to leave you with a week short because we look forward to pod days.
We do. And we just look forward to, having the guests.
Yeah, we've had
listen and support. And then we've had some incredible guests on.
Yeah, and we hope that you've enjoyed those guests as well. When this episode comes out, you guys will have just listened to Tasha Turner and she had an amazing story. So we hope that you guys really enjoyed that. And we do have some reality TV stars in the pipeline. That's a bit
exciting coming up.
So hopefully we can get those episodes fully edited and out for you soon. So that's super exciting. That's our news, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time in New Zealand?
I did. I had a really good time. I think nothing's really settled in for me yet because the minute we got home, I was unfortunately unwell, which is also another reason why we weren't in the pod room earlier.
It's been a week.
And then it was 3. Yeah. And then it was Jess's birthday. So if you guys listened to Carly's episode, you would have heard how old she was then.
Yeah. Ooh.
She added another year to her life now.
Look, we all age. It's just how we do it. And I'm hoping it's graceful for me.
Well, yeah.
Well, that didn't give me confidence. Thank you. Well, do you know what? We're going to do another fun episode this week to get it a bit light-hearted after some heavy episodes. Yeah, so we're going to do another worst first dates stories. Volume 2, because we had a lot of good feedback from you guys about worst first dates. It's fun to hear.
It's fun to talk about. It's fun to hear.
It's
fun to relate.
Other people being damsels in distresses.
Misery sometimes gives people joy. I don't know.
Misery loves company. Okay, so we're going to kick you off. Oh, by the way, I'm going to lead this episode because Lauren
was hyped on the other one.
Lauren led the last worst first date, so I'm going to lead this one. And so we haven't read these guys.
No.
This is our first reaction to the stories.
We're keeping it authentic.
We're trying to do it in real time.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
diving in. Holy shit.
Okay, so this one is a bit hectic.
Okay, I'm not ready.
So it starts off. I don't know. It starts off. I went on a date with a girl who did my Medusa piercing.
What's a Medusa piercing?
The one in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We messaged after my appointment. She was cute and she seemed nice. So I asked her out. Big mistake. She showed up to the date drunk.
Oh no.
She told me about her coke habit that she regularly has for breakfast because energy drinks just aren't strong enough.
What the fuck?
She asked if I wanted to do shots, and when I said no, she ordered 2 for herself. She went on and on about her psycho exes.
Jesus.
Then told me about a time when she went out for New Year's and did so much ketamine that she got into a fight with a random girl and ended up... Wait. She got into a fight with a random girl and ended up biting the girl's finger off.
What?
She bit it off.
What the fuck?
I made an excuse to leave pretty fast after that, but not before she managed to grab my face and kiss me, despite me making up an excuse about my piercing still being sore and that I did not want to kiss her. Fuck my life.
How many red flags?
She bit her finger off.
How does one bite someone's finger off? What the fuck?
When you're hyped up on ketamine.
And cocaine for breakfast, apparently.
Okay, the next one. I went on a double date. Oh, should I say who it's from? Or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. You could say anonymous or you can say...
Well, all these people, we're just going to say initials anyway.
Initials, yeah.
Because we're not going to air anyone's dirty laundry. They've said we can put them on the pod, but, no one really wants to be named. So
no.
You know who you are if you're listening.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say this one's from H.
Yeah.
I went on a double date. I had a gay guy friend who was seeing a guy, and that guy had a female friend that was interested in girls. So they decided to make it a double date, with the 2 of us meeting for the first time. So blind date.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I didn't know anything about her besides that she was an artist.
Okay.
I tried asking her about it. From the start, she seemed uninterested and bored. I was getting one-word answers. She barely really looked at me. My friend was enjoying the time with his boyfriend and wasn't paying attention to us. So I didn't really have an out and the whole situation was awkward as fuck.
Yeah, that's hard.
Fast forward to that night. I messaged my friend about how weird it was. He checked in with his boyfriend. She was bi-curious. She wanted to try sleeping with a girl to see if she liked it, but didn't account for the dating a girl part and realized she was 100% straight. No hate to people trying to figure out their sexuality, but for fuck's sake, let me know up front. I felt like such a pawn.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things we've always said on the pod is you guys have to be honest.
Communicate, be honest.
Yeah, you have to be honest. That's the only way you're going to get out of your experience what you want.
I think the thing is people forget we're human beings. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. But honestly, it's just mutual respect.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, yeah, maybe she's shy. Maybe whatever. Maybe she was just a bitch. We don't know.
Maybe she was just a bitch.
We don't know. But it doesn't take 2 seconds to be like, hey,
this is my situation.
Interested, but I don't know how to go about this. I didn't account for this, yada yada. And in actual fact, in saying that happened to me. If you've heard about
yeah, it did.
The first,
so you triggered.
Triggered. #triggered.
I just feel like there's so much pressure around dating and there's so much pressure around trying to figure out who you are. But if we take a step back and just go, if I'm honest with the person I'm going to sit down with and just say, hey, look, I'm not sure about my sexuality, but I really want to see if these feelings I've had in the past are genuine for either the same sex, opposite sex, if you're bi-curious, if you're thinking that you're pan, if you're thinking that you might be trans, like things like that. I think that if you are just honest with the person you're speaking with, they might be able to help you more than you think.
I think this is where it also, unfortunately, comes back to where people become biphobic.
Yeah.
Because they've
maybe
had
that's the fear.
Bad experiences like this. And that's just really sad.
Yeah. But maybe that's the fear of maybe why some of these people aren't upfront, because they don't want people to shy away or be like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think
it's a double-edged sword, but just it's communication, respect for one another.
If someone came to me and said, hey, I want to go on a date, but I'm not really sure if I do like women. Yeah. I just kind of want to like kiss a girl, or I want to try a sexual experience with a girl. Then you're leaving it up to that other person to say, hey, yeah, I'm up for that. And to see if I'll be that experiment or that experience
if you're
for
open
you.
To it, yeah.
Don't give the other person no choice to be the experiment or the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like that experiment experience.
All right. Next story. This is from B. This is a story that prevented a first date.
Oh.
It was an online encounter during COVID, just as lockdown was being lifted somewhat, and I was able to go back to work. Anyway, I'm on the phone with her and said, I think I even gained 13 pounds or so during lockdown. This is crazy.
Wow.
Without any hesitation, she said, oh, you're going to have to lose that shit. I don't date fat bitches.
What the fuck?
I know. Speechless. Literally speechless. They wrote speechless.
Can you not see my face? I know the listeners can, but my face was like, my jaw just fucking dropped.
What a rude bitch.
What a rude bitch. They didn't deserve to date you anyway, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. Let's move way on from there.
Holy shit.
Don't fat shame anybody.
No.
And you know what? If gaining 13 pounds, I don't know what that is in kilos. This is clearly an American listener, which is awesome. Yay.
Yay.
I feel like, yeah, just don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Just there are other ways to get out of that if that's not for you, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. This one's from T. We had chatted a few days on Plenty of Fish and decided to meet for coffee.
Plenty of Fish always ends well.
Sarcasm in your voice there. She tells me about her newly ex-wife.
Oh.
The home theatre full of very pricey electronics they had together. Some war stories about how she went to nursing school, but after a year as a nurse, she decided it wasn't for her. No worries, it's not for everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But did I know this woman who had worked where I worked? No. But some Oh, okay.
Wait,
so
what?
she knew her. Some co-workers had talked about her.
Oh, about the woman she was on a date with. Okay,
yeah.
got you.
She mentioned where she was currently working, so I pulled up my friend's fiance's picture and asked if she knows him from working there. Super sweet, great guy. She flips out about how awful he is, how he's trash. He's a trash human with a vendetta against her. Okay, yikes.
Calm down.
Then she tells me about how she recently went home to find her wife cheating on her. So she went to the home theatre, picked up one expensive electronic thing and used it as a bat to destroy the room full of other expensive electronic things.
What?
Then, concerned for her mental state, she drove herself to the hospital and asked to be placed on a 72-hour psych hold for her own safety. Honestly, 10 out of 10. Do what keeps you safe. No judgment whatsoever. She'd just been discharged the day before. That did give me pause because timeline-wise, it meant that she had started messaging me before her ex had cheated and left. And also, was she ready to talk to someone new? I didn't voice these concerns, but when we were winding up, I gave her a hug and we parted. When I was home later, I texted my coworker and asked if her fiance was a good judge of character because I'd gotten coffee with someone who works with him. Her immediate response was, "Oh my God, not blah blah."
Oh no.
And she called me a little frantic. "Did you even Google her? Does she know where we work?" We hung up and I Googled her. Hand to God, the first hit is a mugshot from when she was arrested for arson for setting an ex's car on fire because she thought their ex was cheating.
Holy shit.
Apparently everybody in the community knows this woman and knows her story, but I was pretty newly out and didn't know enough people yet to have anyone warn me about her volatility.
I don't know how to respond to that story. Oh my God.
I guess this is one of those things where if you're on a date with somebody that maybe mutual friends know, maybe that you don't know them from a bar soap. If you get any inklings of red flags,
if you
just trust your gut.
So that's the biggest thing. I think same for me. I came out later in life. I wasn't able to trust my gut and I unfortunately fell into that trap of being like, oh, this person likes me.
I think, unfortunately, we don't learn until we have dating experience under our belt. And that is different from dating men to dating women.
100%.
And I'm sure that's different. It's different person to person anyway.
Yeah.
You can't put everybody in the same basket, and something that might seem like a red flag to one person is not going to be a red flag to somebody else.
I mean, let's just go through the red flags on that one.
I mean, there's a few there. There's a few there.
Wife cheated, didn't know if they cheated, mugshot.
Car on fire. Smashing electronics.
Also, girl, choose better fucking revenge. Take the electronics and sell that shit.
Yeah.
You make more money that way.
Right, moving on. Next one's from P. I talked to this girl on Her. That must be a dating app.
It is a dating app. That's how I got our two mutual friends together.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Made plans to meet up on a Friday after work. She wanted to go to a bar for drinks, but I don't drink. So I said, that's cool with me, but just I won't be drinking. Then she insisted on smoking weed with me instead because I'm a stoner. Lol.
Well, at least you own it.
Anyway, we get to the date, we smoke, and she is being really weird and awkward. She doesn't say 2 words to me and then looks at me and tells me I have really tiny eyes. Question mark. She can't handle being high at all, clearly.
She was stoned. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. I was like, what?
She can't handle being high at all, clearly, which why the fuck did she insist we smoke then? We went to get coffee and she didn't speak to me. Then we walked to a park and she took a call from another girl she was dating and lied to the girl about who she was with and what she was doing. Then hung up and looked at me like it never happened.
What?
Obviously, I asked who it was, and she had the nerve to tell the truth that it was the other girl. We walked back, and she practically ran to her car away from me, and I blocked her. The whole thing was so strange and shocking.
That's so weird. Weed makes you do dumb shit.
But wait, so clearly she wasn't open about being poly or
dating
or E&M.
If you're like, or just if you're dating in general, like maybe you weren't in a relationship, maybe you're just like dating multiple people.
Yeah, so clearly wasn't open about that.
Yeah.
Lied to the other girl. Told the truth to you, at least.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it was really weird.
I don't know how to process these stories. Like, I feel so sorry for the people that have gone through this, but I'm so grateful because it makes excellent episodes on our podcast.
I mean, true. These are a few short ones, so right. I'll just run through them.
You're going to go rapid fire.
Yeah. I was 12. We went downtown and ate ice cream. The only romantic thing we did is hold hands, and some teenager around 16 years old called us the F word that we don't like to say on this podcast. She ended up being straight and dating me for the aesthetics or something. Middle school romance. That's sad.
That is sad.
Especially if you really liked her.
Yeah.
Next one. Had a girl get super drunk, so I let her crash the night instead of drive home. Nice. She ended up pissing in the bed in her sleep and then blamed it on the bedside water I had for us after we woke up.
What?
It was my first real bed I'd bought for myself a week prior.
Oh no. How do you blame on the water?
Just own it.
What, she just randomly woke up and went,
I mean,
I'm gonna tip the water.
Being drunk is the perfect excuse already. I don't think you needed another excuse.
No.
I mean,
maybe she just felt embarrassed. So.
Yeah, I get it. Tinder date. We were chatting for about 2 to 3 weeks. She told me I was too much of a nerd to have serious conversation with. She just wanted to talk about jujitsu.
Wait, you said jujitsu. It's not the jujitsu one from before.
I don't know. She just wanted to talk about jujitsu, her ex, and her favorite sex positions.
Oh.
Then she blocked me and we stopped talking.
Sure.
Because you were too nerdy to talk about jujitsu. Like, jujitsu's not half nerdy. Come on. Okay, this one's another one from T.
Okay.
Went on a date with a girl who I discovered I had a phobia of vomit.
Oh.
I brought beers to get fucked up. We got to talking, and that's when she told me that she was dating her own brother's girlfriend at the same time as him.
That's some incest.
No, she wasn't dating her sister.
No, I know, but like...
She was dating her own brother's girlfriend at the same time as him.
How does that work?
Oh, wait, let me read on. They all knew this and were okay about the situation. Understanding it was maybe time to run away.
That's even weirder.
I told her I had a party, which was true. She wanted to come, and I brought her to this party where we played hide and seek in a park at nighttime and where I could also finally escape from this strange encounter. She invited her to play hide and seek so she could leave.
We shouldn't laugh. That's kind of mean.
That is, but yeah.
I just can't get over that. The whole situation is weird. So, like, how in your right mind do you go, oh, yeah, I really want to date my brother's girlfriend? Like,
That's
I can
weird.
understand an attraction, sure, whatever, but they're dating someone. Also, how does your brother's girlfriend go, yeah, I'll date these siblings? And how does the brother know and go, oh, yeah, that's totally chill with me?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How does intimacy side of things work there?
Maybe she goes to bed in his bed and then wakes up in the sister's bed.
That's so fucking weird.
I mean, it's a choice and everyone's got the choice.
Everyone has their choice. Everyone can do them respect. But I'm just like, what?
I remember the first time that I ever heard of, well, I didn't hear of polyamory, but I was exposed to it when I was at the beat one night. There was like this guy sitting in between two girls.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we struck up conversation. We just did. But I was like, oh, who are you dating? And he's like, both of them. And I was like, oh. And then he's like, yeah, and they're dating each other. Like, we're all dating each other.
Oh.
So it was more like a love triangle, but they were all
like the ethical,
consensual about it. Yeah. And I just thought, like, imagine the admin in your head. I praise people who are polyamorous and non-monogamous and can keep up with that. For me, like, my emotions would be all over the place.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. We've spoken about it.
I have a hard enough time trying to manage my emotions now around one person.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. This one's from G.
Yeah.
Took me to the Natural History Museum, which was awesome. Then sat in my car and had a full-on breakdown about how she will forever be alone.
What?
She was already there with someone anyway. She also kept repeating how I was obviously in love with my best friend who I had mentioned once when she asked who my closest friend was, and that it was so great for me to have found this love, but she never would. The part of my brain that was still functioning was almost offended, like, she's not even my type and I'm on a date with you. What the fuck is this?
What?
I wanted to flee, but she was in my car. I have never felt so excruciatingly uncomfortable before.
You've mentioned a best friend because she asked you to.
Yeah.
Because she was like, who's your closest
Then
friend?
accused you of being in love with her.
I think the hardest thing is that sounds like she obviously had a lot to deal with herself and unfortunately you've been thrown into the mix.
Maybe that's past trauma as well on her side. Like, maybe her previous partner left her for her best friend or something. Yeah. Seems like there's
it does. It seems like
there.
there's past trauma or something. And I think, again, it just comes down to respect. And I know we've all spoken about it, like you and I've spoken about it, even though we did. Don't jump into something.
Well, I still don't think that we jumped
Earlier.
in too fast.
No, we were very slow for lesbian standard.
Was it fast in terms of us hanging out every day and a lot? Yes. Did we make ourselves official fast? No. We just kind of came to that mutual decision a few months later. Are we both seeing other people? No. We are both like exclusively seeing each other and we don't want to see other people. So
we were like, we're here now.
We just crossed the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. We met on an app and didn't do a lot of texting. Both of us preferred to meet in person sooner than later and decide if there was a vibe. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
She asked me questions and then answered them herself. When I tried to...
Wait, what?
Yes. That's weird. She asked me questions, then answered them herself. When I tried to talk, she spoke over me the entire time.
Oh.
She didn't ask me any questions about myself. She answered the questions I asked about her values, her life, her desires, her goals in a really long-winded way, and then ended the conversation by not asking me anything back. After 40 minutes, when she inquired if I wanted a second drink, I just said I didn't think there was a vibe and I thanked her for her time before making a move to go, to which she responded that I hadn't really given her a chance to get to know her.
What? What?
Girl, I feel like you just talked her ear off and then said she didn't know you.
Like, she literally just tried to get to know you.
When you talk someone's ear off and you don't give them a chance to talk back, they know a lot about you. You've given them enough.
They know everything. Also, it's communication. If you're going to be this way on like a first date or something, how are you going to be in a relationship? It'd just be someone talking at you the whole time.
That's exactly
And then
it.
like the aggression factors get in, or you feel ignored, or you have resentment. It's like, Matt, peace out while you can. I think you're right and made the right decision there.
Definitely peace out while you can. Next one. This one's from S. I'd been messaging back and forth with this girl on a dating app and she invited me to one of her favourite bars. It was a Parisian themed bar and the initial couple of drinks were great and so was the conversation.
Yeah.
I was feeling the vibes and I was thinking ahead to our next date when she casually mentions that the reason she was getting so many notifications was that her boyfriend was blowing up her phone.
Oh,
it's
no.
another one of those. She explained that they had an open arrangement, but as she went on, it actually sounded pretty toxic from the both of them. She had told her boyfriend that she was excited to go out with me and that she found me attractive, and her boyfriend was furious. Kept sending messages telling her to come back to their apartment. In one of the messages, he actually threatened to come to the bar.
Jesus.
I spent the rest of the date paranoid that her boyfriend was going to burst in and try and fight me. What really annoyed me was she hadn't mentioned any of that prior to me agreeing to go on the date with her. She didn't say that she was open. I'm using this term lightly because it was more he could see other girls but she couldn't.
Oh no.
And now I was being threatened by some guy for a relationship I wasn't in. I didn't arrange the second date.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And again, it's like that one we read on volume 1. It's respect.
Mm-hmm.
If you have
Be open.
If you have a partner, just say, hey, I have a partner. We have this agreement, blah, blah, blah. But it sounds to me like they didn't really have an agreement.
No. It sounds to me like he had made that choice of I want to date other girls. Oh, you can too, maybe.
Maybe it's the...
Or if she had said, oh, well, I'm going to date other girls then, and then it was a problem.
It was the toxic masculinity, right? It's the I want to have my cake and eat it too, but I want you to stay
to
loyal.
Just be with me. Yeah. Next one. This one's by I. I recently went on a date with a chick and was so excited. She was nice, funny, similar interests, and just seemed to really hit it off when she approached me. But then comes the date. She mentioned never being with a woman before, which was fine because I'm a late bloomer too, so no worries. But then she proceeds to talk about her ex-boyfriend the entire time. It became clear that she really needed someone to talk to. I went from being annoyed to me really listening to her. She cried a bit and expressed feeling lost. I can relate to that feeling, so I just comforted her. She later gave me a big apology and we talked it out. So while it was a bad date, I made a good friend, so I'm good with that.
Oh, that kind of was like rounded up to a cute happy ending in the end.
I feel like if a bad date can turn into a good friendship, then it kind of isn't a bad date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had a bad date, but I went on a date with someone who's now one of my close friends.
Same friend.
Two different friends. Since we're on the topic of worst first dates, I have a good one for you.
This will be good because you can end this episode. We'll end on this one.
Yeah. So this comes from my mum and I know that she's happy with me sharing, so that's fine.
Oh, this is the... Okay, I think I know this story.
I think we've told you this story.
Yeah. But tell our listeners. But it's funny.
So she was on this date with this guy and I don't know if they had been on dates previously or if this was their first date. I don't remember the thing. Anyways, it fits into those bad date stories. So she was seeing this guy and she was like, all, you know, when you're excited and feeling giddy and feeling everything.
Actually, I think this was a second date because I remember when she was saying, she said like they really hit it off.
Actually, yeah, it must have been their second date. So okay, second date. Anyways, his plan was like, oh, okay, we hit it off. Let's go to the beach. I want to introduce you to my parents. And I'm like, I would say, hang on, you meeting your parents on the second date, but I can't talk because I met your mum.
You met my mum on second date.
So I got no leg to stand on that. Anyway, she was like, oh, okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. And I think my mum was in her 20s or something at this point in time. Like she was young. She was like, okay, cool. She was like all dressed up, all everything. As they go to the beach, he goes, oh, just you need to not wear clothes. And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, she was like, why? Anyways, she gets to the beach. It's a nudist colony.
And his parents live in the nudist colony.
His parents are in the nudist colony. So she's gone to try and meet his parents and they're fully nude.
Which is fine if you know that already.
Yeah, but she didn't know that. Like, she had no clue. It was literally just, I'm taking you to meet my parents. We're at the beach. She thinks they're going to have a lovely day at the beach. They're naked. Imagine going up to you. Hi, nice to meet you.
So she didn't just meet his parents. She met his parents.
His parents.
Oh my God.
And I was like, how did you deal with that? Like, what? She was like, I didn't. I said, well, did you get naked? She goes, no.
Perfect story to end that on because that's funny as. Yeah. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this second installment of Worst First Dates. And remember to send them in if you have any stories you want us to share, or just if you want to share your story with us and not have it read, that's fine too. So make sure you email us, justgaystuffpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you're not already following us on all social media platforms, we're posting heaps more content on Instagram and TikTok. So you need to get on that shit.
Hit that follow button.
Yeah, please.
Hell yeah. And if you haven't followed us on Spotify or reviewed us on Apple Podcasts, we would love your support on those platforms as well.
We do appreciate that.
And another new thing that we'll be doing is we're going to have some local bands provide our outro music for a few episodes. So this week's episode outro is provided to you by Brisbane band Transmissions from the Water Tower, and this is their song Terrible. So until next time,
stay gay, motherfuckers!
But carpet burrs and wasted tears and built up trust from years and years. There's no way to turn back the hands of time. If you never think about it, then it's fine.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Just Gay Stuff. Make sure to follow us at Just Gay Stuff Podcast on all your socials and write to us with your stories at justgaystuffpodcast@gmail.com.